If you're someone who is suffering from hip bursitis or pain which is localized on the outside of your hip, then did you know you probably also have changes to the tendons which sit on the outside of the hip as well, also called your glute tendons, which are basically your butt muscles. The two always go hand in hand. And resting this condition or stretching it, hoping that it will fix it, is not going to change anything. To treat hip bursitis, we have to strengthen those tendons. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 effective exercises which you can implement from home to help treat hip bursitis. And the beautiful thing with these exercises is that you don't need any fancy equipment. And I'll try and give you an easier and harder variation on each of the exercises. The first exercise I'd like you to try is a glute bridge. To perform this exercise, just lay yourself down on the floor or on a bed. Bend your knees, but just keep your feet flat on the surface. Have your hands down beside you. From there, just try and lift up your pelvis and just squeeze your bottom at the top. This just ensures you're getting maximal gluteal activation. Hold it for a second or two and then lower your pelvis back down. Repeat this 12 to 15 times. Have a little rest for around 30 to 45 seconds and then repeat another 2 to 3 sets in total. Now, if that feels easy, you can perform a single leg variation. I like to try and put my leg into a tabletop position. Just ensure your pelvis stays nice and level. Try and avoid any sideways tilt. You might feel a difference from side to side whilst you're doing this. That usually indicates a little bit of weakness on one side. The next exercise to try is side lying hip abduction. Now, generally with this position, I like to put a pillow between my knees. This just ensures that I'm not putting too much stress on the outside of my hip. Lay down with your affected hip facing up towards the ceiling, keeping your knee nice and straight. Just lift your leg up towards the ceiling and then lower it back down. Try not to rotate your leg too much whilst you're performing this. Again, this just ensures maximal glute activation. Ideally, you can start by hitting up to 8 repetitions on this exercise and progress it up to 12 repetitions. Have a rest again for around 45 seconds and then repeat another 2 to 3 times. Now, for this position, you don't need to try it on the other leg because you might find that laying on that symptomatic side is quite uncomfortable. But give it a go and see how it feels. Now, if it feels easy, all you need to do is grab a resistance band, pop it around your feet, and from that position, you're just going to try and lift that leg up again. That resistance band just basically adds further tension on those glute muscles. Again, you want to hit around an 8 to 12 repetition range, aiming for around 2 to 3 sets in total. Just ensure there's good control through this motion. And the last exercise I want you to try is a clam. Now, the clam gets a lot of hate because we know it doesn't really activate our glute muscles as much as we think, but I found massive benefit from getting my patients to do the clam. I still think it's a really good exercise. To perform the clam, again, lay down onto your side with your affected hip up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees to around 90 degrees, keeping your feet together. Just try and rotate your leg upwards towards the ceiling. Hold it for a second at the top and then lower it back down. Now, for most people, it feels quite easy, so you can wrap a resistance band around your knees whilst you're performing this. This is a nice moderate variation to the exercise, but if you want to make the clam even harder, rather than having your feet resting up against each other, just try and lift the leg up, hold that position, and then rotate it at the top. That rotation really gets your glute muscles working super hard. Ideally for this, you want to start by hitting 6 repetitions in total and then just increase that as pain allows. So there are the 3 exercises, but I need to raise a really important point. You want to ensure you're not really pushing too much into pain with these exercises. With hip bursitis or gluteal tendinopathy, if I said 10 out of 10 was the worst pain imaginable, 0 out of 10 was no pain, ideally we're looking for a pain no more than a 4. This ensures that we're just doing this safely. My final point is that you do not need to do these exercises daily. In most cases, it will probably make the symptoms worse. So every other day is a good starting point. Give it a go for a couple of weeks. I guarantee you will start to notice improvement. And if you're someone suffering from pain lower down in your legs, say towards your heel, then you might want to check out this video because I basically tell you what to do to fix it.